Dear students, today's topic of discussion is Introduction to the Basic Concepts of Nutraceuticals. Prerequisite to study this course are basic knowledge of nutritional requirements and knowledge of dietary supplement and health food. Objectives to study this course is to understand the basic concept of the nutraceuticals and to understand the economic importance and legal aspects associated with the nutraceuticals. Coming to the introduction part, Dr. Stephen D. Pillais coined the term nutraceutical. It is a combination of two words, nutrition and pharmaceutical. He coined this term in 1989. Basically, pharmaceutical can be a drug which can cure a disease, whereas nutraceuticals are nutrients which can prevent a disease. So taken together, we can say nutraceuticals are nutrients which can prevent a disease and can be designated as a preventive medical approach. The term nutraceutical is widely accepted term globally, but according to the regulatory systems, dietary supplements are considered to be a predominant term as compared to nutraceutical. Currently, there are more than 470 nutraceutical and functional foods are available with documented health benefits. Now, nutraceuticals can be classified based on three criteria. The first criteria is food source. The food source can be plant, animal and microbe. Tomato and garlic are the examples of plant food source. Cod liver oil is an example of animal source and lactobacilli is a classical example of microbial food source. Second criteria is mechanism of action. Based on mechanism of action, nutraceutical can have an anti-cancerous activity, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory and any other activity which may provide a beneficial effect. Third criteria is chemical nature. So based on the chemical composition, a nutraceutical can be a carotenoid, indole, thiol, sulfides and many other options. Many other examples are there. Now, let's discuss about the current prospects of nutraceuticals. Currently, nutraceuticals are gaining substantial attention due to their nutrition and therapeutic potentials. Studies have shown promising results of nutraceuticals to treat several diseases such as cancer, neurodegenerative diseases, cardiovascular diseases, etc. Nutraceuticals can be applied in multiple prospects in food and health industry. If you have a look at this figure, there are multiple categories of nutraceuticals which can be beneficial in multiple ways. Let's discuss each category one by one. The very first category is phytocompounds. Phytocompounds are basically phytochemicals. Phytochemicals can be beneficial by acting as a substrate in metabolic reactions, by acting as substrate in enzymatic reactions, by acting as substrate in fermentation reaction for beneficial bacteria. They can also act as substrates and cofactor in enzymatic reactions. The true examples of phytocompounds are carotenoids and tocopherols. Carotenoids are excellent antioxidants and tocopherol has the potential to suppress the tumor growth via cell lines and by inducing apoptosis. Next category is essential oils. Essential oils are active ingredients of functional foods and nutraceuticals and they are antioxidant in nature. Another category is medicinal plant. Aloe vera is an example of medicinal plant. It has multiple skin benefits and it is anti-inflammatory in nature. Then next category is probiotics and prebiotics. Both these components can suppress urinary tract infection. They can help prevent and cure diarrhea and they also maintain the healthy gut flora. The rest two categories are edible flowers and mushrooms. Both of these categories are now recognized under nutraceutical criteria and these have multiple benefits such as strengthening the human immune system and lowering the proneness towards the disease. So these are the multiple categories of nutraceuticals which have multiple benefits. The global perspective of nutraceuticals. The global market for nutraceutical is huge, that is approximately 117 billion US dollars. The global nutraceutical market size was valued at 382 billion US dollars in 2019, and it is expected to expand at a CAGR of 8.3% over the forecast period. This graph shows the increase in the nutraceutical market from 2016 till date. The multiple categories of nutraceuticals included in this study were vitamins, botanicals, minerals, proteins and amino acids, fibers and specialty carbohydrates, omega fatty acids, and other categories including miscellaneous nutraceuticals. The Indian perspective of nutraceuticals. Its market in India is expected to grow from an estimated 4 billion US dollars to 18 billion US dollars by the end of 2025. Dietary supplement segment constitutes over 65% of the nutraceutical market and is growing at a rate of 17% and is likely to be at 22% per year, especially when the preventive health has become focus for all of us in the current pandemic. Now look at this graph. This graph shows the growth of nutraceutical market in India since 2010, and it is showing a great acceleration in the market of nutraceuticals in terms of revenue generation. Now, nutraceutical market has certain market drivers and challenges as well. If we consider pharma companies first, there are multiple challenges. For example, declining return on R&D investment, patent cliff, pressure on health budgets, and regulatory oversights. Whereas food companies are slow growing, retailer owned brands, retailer power brands, and internet marketing. Then we discuss the relevance of nutraceuticals. So pharma companies, they have new sectors with lower R&D cost. They have new revenue resources. Most purchases are by the consumers, less onerous regulatory requirements. And for the food companies, they are fast growing in the relevance of nutraceuticals. They have source of differentiation and higher margins. Innovative products increase bargaining power, accepted channels for the multiple products. Legal aspects of nutraceutical market. Regulation is done by US Food and Drug Administration in USA, and in India it is done by Food Safety Standard Authority of India. For the majority of countries, nutraceuticals are regulated as a category of food, whereas in some regions or countries there is an explicit set of regulations for supplements as which is present in the United States, European Union and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Taken together, these regulations largely stem from a food-based regulatory paradigm. In India, nutraceuticals are considered as foods by the FSS Act 2006, Rules and Regulations 2011. The Food Safety and Standard Authority of India had issued regulations with respect to licensing of registration of food business, manufacturing, packaging and labeling, product standard and so on. So this is all about the legal aspect of nutraceutical market in brief. For detailed study, these references can be followed.